Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I have like a beginner's guide to fitness for you guys, and I've put together a few things that I feel like it's important to know before you sort of decide to step on this journey. And I know it can be very forgotten how to speak. It can be very overwhelming because there are so many different types of diets and workouts and supplements and all these terms that we keep hearing about, but we have no idea what they actually are. And it gets so overwhelming that you get scared before you even take the first step. So 4 years ago I was in that same position and I needed someone who would sort of guide me along the way, and I want to be that person for you. So I've put together a few things that I get asked a lot, and things that I think will help you start your journey. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. Tip number 1, which may seem very simple, very silly even, but it's so important. Like, before you even go out there and purchase like a gym membership for 1 year, okay, I get it. I get, like, at the start of it, everyone's so pumped. They're like, I'm gonna get fit, 1 saal ka membership lete hain. But don't, just wait, okay? Now, the reason I'm saying this is because if you're someone like me, okay, I started lifting, it worked for me, I love it, I'm doing it even 4 years later, great. But I also know people who got a gym membership and then went there and realized that they didn't like weightlifting after all, and then they switched to something else, right? So that's a lot of money gone down the drain. So I would suggest, first of all, figure out what works for you. There are so many ways to get fit. Okay, you could do at-home workouts. If you can't afford a gym membership right now, that's completely fine. You could do at-home workouts. You could just dance. I absolutely love dance. Okay, I'm going off topic. You can do Zumba. You can run. Okay, I really respect people who can run because I can't run. You can run. You can do weightlifting. You can do calisthenics. The list goes on and on and on. Now, I don't want you all to get overwhelmed, but my whole point is to sort of tell you all and make you all aware of the fact that there's no one way to get fit. So first of all, find something that will keep you excited. Like, every morning you wake up, you should be excited to do that workout. Exercise should never feel like a burden. Exercise is a reward, it's not a punishment. And I don't want you all to treat it that way, okay? So that's why step number 1 is figure out what works for you. Alright, step number 2 is setting practical goals. Now, I feel like most of us, I've been there too, okay, I'm guilty too. Most of us go into fitness thinking, hey, it's my sister's wedding next month and I want to get in shape for that. Okay, you're setting a goal and that's good. You're setting something that you have to work towards, but you also have to ask yourself, yeah, is this practical? Is this doable? Will I be able to do it without doing all these crazy diets that seem too good to be true? Or can I lose that weight in a healthy manner over time? Right, so I want you all to first of all understand that this is a long process. Again, people keep saying it's a lifestyle, but they're not wrong. It really is. It's something that you want to ease yourself into so that you can do it in the long run. And it's not just about how you look. It's not just about like how much you weigh. We're really doing this for our own health, right? We're trying to prevent diseases that we could be diagnosed with in the future if we don't take care of ourselves today. So treat it as doing yourself a favor, okay? You are going to be working towards being the best version of yourself. And sometimes those changes may not be at surface level. They may be happening inside. So I just want you all to trust the process and not dictate to your body how much it needs to lose in a certain amount of time. You need to appreciate the small things. You lose half a kilo, you got to celebrate that. And I've been doing that, right? But at the same time, I can't dictate to my body that, hey, I need you to lose 3 more kg in the next 1 month. You can't do that. Your body is your boss. It's not going to happen that way. That's why I say just trust the process. As long as you are doing everything right, you will get to like your best functioning body. Again, not like, let's not focus on the aesthetics too much. Let's appreciate the things that our bodies can do rather than how they look like. Again, as I've established, don't get into it with a quick fix mentality, and that also means don't sit there and Google about how to lose fat in 2 weeks, quickest way to lose belly fat, green tea, detox tea, skinny tea, all sorts of crash diets. Please don't do it. Please don't. Once you accept that this is a long-term thing and you're in for it, half the battle is won. When you sort of decide that I want to see results in 2 weeks or a month, you've already lost. Alright, so first of all, let's change our mentality. Number 3, I'm going to speak about your diet because that is so important, and we see all these statistics, right? They're like, hey, it's 80% diet and 20% exercise and all that stuff. But guys, it's 100% diet, 100% exercise. It's like two different things. You have to put in your heart and soul into both of them. And I feel like in the fitness industry, I myself follow so many influencers who are primarily based out of the US or UK, and obviously their eating habits are very different from ours. I grew up eating dal, chawal, roti, correct? Sabji, like most of you did as well. And initially when I was starting out, I used to follow all these people, and instantly I started thinking, I used to see their bodies and I used to be like, wow, that's some insane level of fitness. And then I would see them eating asparagus and chicken and grilled salmon and all these things that are not very easily available in India, and even if they were, it's too bland for my liking. I'm a desi girl, right? And I always thought that, hey, dal chawal khake to kam hoga hi nahi weight. Like, that was a myth in my head as well. But let's not label things like rice or roti or carbs. Stop labeling them as the villain. The carbs are not your villain. I feel like the Indian diet has so much nutrition that very few people talk about. Guys, there's nothing wrong with your desi food. Like, honestly, you can eat that and achieve your goals. The only thing that I think we as a community lack is portion control. So, in our plate also, you'll see like if there's a plate with like several different portions, the biggest slot is usually used for our carbs. The smaller ones have sabji and some protein source in it, right? So sometimes you should just think about switching it around. Like, that's what I do, at least when the lockdown wasn't in existence. I would sort of just use the bigger compartment for my protein and then have my carbs in the relatively smaller compartment. Still having my roti, still having my dal rice. It's just that I was sort of, changing the proportions of what I was eating. But how that helps is that it leaves you satiated, right? Like, you don't want to eat bland fish and chicken every single day. You don't have to take the fun out of food to get fit. Now, this is basically the point that I want to make. I think that obviously it would be great for you to start by getting a nutritionist, but I do understand that many of us can't afford it at a point, or since you're just starting out, right, you're looking for simple things that you can do. You can start by just cutting out the junk, the things that you know are so obviously not good for you, right? Stop storing your Oreos, stop storing your cakes and all in the fridge. Just throw that out of sight, out of mind. Okay, you're not going to feel like eating it if you don't see it. And sometimes you'll feel like eating it, but it's not in your fridge, so you can't eat it. So that's pretty much in your control. I would suggest the simplest thing to do is start journaling. Just download MyFitnessPal. I'm telling you, that app is going to change your life because it has everything. You can track your rice, your dal, your sabjis. Most of the sabjis are there. Yes, desi food is there. And for like portion sizes, I would suggest that, get all these measurement cups. I would say get that. But if you don't, even if you don't, every Indian household has this steel bowl, right? Itnusa. Use that as your measuring cup. That is 1 cup for you, for example. So that's sort of going to help you understand how much you're eating and be a little aware of it, right? And now what you could do if you're starting out is for the first 3 days, let's say for the next 3 days, okay? You're just going to track every meal. Now, either you can do this after, like, I have breakfast, I track my breakfast, I have lunch, I track my lunch, or at the end of every day. Just make sure that you don't, miss out on condiments like your achar, your sauces, your jo bhi hai. Like, make sure you factor that in, because that also can make a difference. Take this, like, understand what your calorie intake is for the first 3 days, and in these 3 days, please eat normally. Like, don't suddenly change your way of eating just because you want to see a lower number on that scale. You need to be eating like you do generally to get an accurate average. So 3 days ka take an average, so then you know that, okay, like, I am eating, say, 1800 calories a day. And then you observe for a week and you feel like, oh, my weight is pretty much, steady. So maybe these are like somewhat around my maintenance calories. And let me cover more about like a caloric deficit and a surplus in another video. But I'm just trying to give you all like simple tips that you can use, simple tools that you can use to sort of understand, how much you're putting into your body and be aware of it. In fact, you'll actually be surprised how much all these little achar and papad and all add up. So I mean, I feel like naturally once you see all these like unnecessary things on your list, you're going to automatically sort of take them out, right? So making these simple changes like getting rid of all the junk that you generally consume, just sort of cutting that out a bit, or adding a little bit of exercise to your days, even these small things will make a big difference. You don't need to go into like this extreme, I'm going to work out 3 times a day and I'm going to have, you know, detox tea and I'm going to have salad for dinner. Please don't do that. It's not sustainable. And it's not a race. You haven't signed up for some competition that you're going on stage in the next month and you have to drastically drop your body fat. It's not like that, right? It's not a race. That's why I'm saying change your mindset. Alright, now tip number 4 is please think twice before deciding to believe a myth. The truth is that the fitness industry is all about marketing now. They practically know you guys. You all are the customers. They know what you want to hear and they're going to give you exactly that. You want to hear how to reduce belly fat. You want to hear how do I reduce fat from my thighs. You want to hear how to lose weight without putting in effort. And you will see these things on the internet. If you search, you will find them. But for once, just think about it. If getting fit was that easy, wouldn't all of us be in the best shape? You can't be looking for shortcuts here, right? So when someone says to you ki I drink hot water in the morning with lemon, I'm not saying those things are bad. Of course they have their benefits. But attributing only that to weight loss is wrong. People go like, hey, have green tea and you'll lose weight. But if you have green tea and you're eating in excess and you're not working out, you're not going to see results, yeah? There is no single variable that will help you see the results you want. So understand that it's a very deep concept. There are so many things that you do in your life that will impact the way your fitness journey goes. And also, please try not to have a confirmation bias. What I mean by this is, sometimes we want to believe a certain myth, okay? You hear someone talk about like detox diets and then you want to figure out whether it really works, and it seems like it's relatively simple. Maybe they promise you something like 2 weeks to a flat belly or a month to a flat belly or something like that, and that's what you really want, right? Because that sister's shadi is coming up 1 month later. So then what do? You go on Google and then you type about, say for example, detox diets, or you type about flat belly in 30 days, how do I get this? And maybe you search for a plan that actually works. All these things, it literally means that you are trying to find some articles on the internet that will support what you want to believe, right? And you're going to blatantly ignore the science behind it. So don't do that. Like, I want you to really have some curiosity and always ask questions. If somebody tomorrow says to you that, hey, listen, ye kha le and you'll get fit, ask them why. Always ask them. And sometimes they won't have an answer, or they'll be like, hey, let me do my research on it and get back to you on it. But always ask. Always. And if you really feel like, there are mixed reactions on the internet, like someone will post like a workout challenge and then suddenly you see like 15 other women putting up videos of how they achieve results through that challenge, and you do it and you're like, hey, I'm not seeing the same results. How could this be? How can it be that some people see the results and some people don't? Well, something that I've noticed is that usually when a popular fitness influencer puts up like a 2-week challenge or something, right? Say this influencer has hundreds of thousands or millions of subscribers, right? So these people, they see it and they're like, hey, let me try it out. And a lot of people try it out and then they have this like, they show you before and after pictures, right? So if, for example, there's a flat belly challenge, I've seen a lot of these. And in the before picture, please ask yourself a few things, okay? In the before picture, are they flexing? Is their stance relaxed? Okay, ask yourself that. That's number 1. Second, ask yourself, in the before and after, is their clothing positioning the same? Because I've seen a lot of this, that in the before picture, their pants will be pulled really low. So you can, for women, we generally have this lower belly pooch, right? So in a lot of the before pictures, they'll show you that. And in the after pictures, conveniently, they'll be wearing high-waisted leggings, which sort of cover that. And also they'll be flexing. So in the previous one, they've let their gut out a bit. and in the after picture they may have flexed a bit, so you can see a little bit of, you know, definition. And most of these women are already at a low body fat percentage, right? And okay, so now these are two questions you need to ask yourself. If the posing is the same, the lighting is the same, the clothing is the same, another reason why they could be doing these things is because what I see as like a leeching on kind of a mentality, where they're like, hey, this girl has millions of followers, I only have like 2,000. Why don't I do her challenge, use her name in my video, and then I'll get a lot more views, I'll make money off it. And I'm not joking about this, guys. I've actually looked into it. And if you know any YouTuber who's done challenges and women who like claim that okay, these challenges work, please go to their YouTube channels, see how many followers they have, see like the average number of views that they get on any other video versus this video that mentions any popular fitness YouTuber's challenge. You will see a big difference. I have seen differences where like the average views that someone gets are like 1K versus when she did X YouTuber's challenge, she got like 300,000. Someone even got 3 million views. And you know how much money that is? I'm not saying that all these women didn't put an effort. Of course they put an effort, and that's great. But it needs to be there for the long run. It's just that the motives behind why people put out these videos is not known to us. It's not something that we can ever sort of pinpoint, right? These are just my opinions, and maybe you'll resonate with them. So next time you see a challenge like this, or you see some kind of myth that's too good to be true, please just take a moment, think about it. If you want, if you're a little bit more curious, you can obviously do your own research. There's so many research papers out there, I can't even tell you. So yeah, I think this tip would be to be curious and always ask questions. Alright, tip number 5 is do not stress about supplements right at the start. There are a lot of people out there who will tell you that, hey, you know, you can't have this because you're only 19 years old, or nahi, you know, isse your kidneys will fail. And they'll tell you all these things, right? And again, we don't ask why. We don't ask them, hey, like, what's the science behind this? And if it is true, then how come so many people all over the world take supplements? Supplements are not the same as steroids also, something that people really like confuse themselves with. Steroids obviously have a lot of side effects that are possible. Supplements, on the other hand, it's very simply put, it's just something that supplements your already great diet. So for example, if my protein requirement is like 150 grams per day, and through like my normal food, I'm eating my chicken, I'm eating my eggs, but at the end of the day, say I've hit 125 protein, okay? Now 25 more, where do I get it from? That's when I'll reach out for my whey protein, right? Because I need 25 more, I don't have any chicken left. In fact, I am so like stressed out, I can't eat any more chicken. So I'm just gonna have 1 scoop of whey. That's it. It's not something that you rely on. It's not something that you base your diet around. Alright, it's just something that supplements it. All I want to say is when you're just starting out, don't even stress about it. Just eat whole food. Like just start making better choices when it comes to your food. Don't even think about supplements at this point. Alright, point number 6 is perfect your form. Always remember, it's form over weights. You will see a lot of people at the gym who love ego lifting because they love bragging about how, you know, they deadlifted like 500 pounds the other day and all. That's not what you want. You don't want to be that guy, okay? It's fine to do body weight exercises when you're starting out. It's fine not to have those, you know, 1 kg dumbbells that everyone laughs at. It's fine, dude. Like, you do you. And I think when you first go to a gym, you're so intimidated by like all these buff guys in the weight section, and they're just like, they're like pounding away, and you're like, yaar, you just do get intimidated, and you start feeling like, hey, what if I'm doing something wrong? Like, what if they laugh at me? And you start getting really conscious, right? Now, if you're stuck at home, of course you're stuck at home, all of us are. Now that we're all stuck at home, what you can do is there are so many exercise directories found online. So like bodybuilding.com, I think, has a huge list of exercises, and when you watch those videos, you will actually understand the form, like the proper form, like how your body needs to be moving. And now, because you're at home, no one's watching you, right? Now's the perfect time. Just look up all these exercises and figure out how to do them. And in that, there's a bit of like awareness as well. For example, if you're doing squats, you understand like, oh, okay, this is going to work my legs, it's going to work the front of my legs, my quads, I should be, sitting back a bit. If my knees are going forward too much, it's going to put a little stress on my knees. Like, these are things you have to sort of talk to yourself also. Like, okay, if I'm doing a bicep curl, then I should feel it in my bicep, right? You sort of start understanding what are the muscles that have to be engaged in a particular movement. So I think my suggestion would be, start today. Just start looking up all these exercise directories, find out what exercises exist for different muscle groups in your body, and start practicing them at home. And when you practice them, do it without any weight at first, and then later on you can just add a water bottle, or you can add a bag full of books. There's so many things you can do, but always focus on form, because if your form is off, you can really enjoy yourself, and that just goes against, it just defeats the purpose of working out in the first place. We're working out to get stronger, right? Please prioritize your form. All right, number 7, and something that I consider very important for all of us is, as a beginner, I think it's almost impulsive to let your weight define your progress. So I think the number on the scale can really put you in a very bad place in your head. Like, if you expect that, okay, every month I should be losing at least like 2-3 kgs, and then you see a movement of like 0.5, right? You see half a kilo I've dropped in 1 month. I know it gets very demotivating, but the thing is, guys, every single day your body goes through so many fluctuations. Now, something that I have been practicing for the last like 2 months is I note my weight every day. But if the number gets to your head, do not do this. This is what I'm doing, because I've trained myself not to worry about the number, because I know that my body composition is different now than it was a year ago. So I've put on some muscle, I'm dropping some fat. So I have all these things in my head. But if you don't, if the number really bothers you, then I suggest don't go with this. But what I'm doing is I'm weighing myself every day, and there are fluctuations. Like, today I'll be at X weight, tomorrow I can see up to like 800 grams difference up and down. Okay, and what I do is I take it every day for a week, and then I take a weekly average. Then I take the second week's average, and then I compare these two averages to see if the slope is going down. So then when I figure out that, oh, on an average every week I'm dropping a bit, even if it's like 250 grams, guys, it's still an achievement. At least you're going in the right direction. So if you want to adapt that approach, go with it. But again, don't let it get to your head. Like, that's why I'm saying, when you step on the scale on day 1 versus day 30, you might be like comparing X to Y, right? But what about all the others in between? It could be like your progress is never going to be linear. It's going to be up and down and up and down. So don't let it get to your head too much. Alright guys, so this brings me to the end of this video, and I know it's been a very long one, and I'm sorry if I went on and on, but just know that I'm here to sort of help you guys, and I hope this video helped you in one way or the other, and that you're taking back some kind of information, some kind of guidance from this video. If that's the purpose it fulfilled for you, then my job is done. And anyway, if you guys like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. You all know the drill. Let me know in the comments below. I need you all to interact more with me, because I really don't know what works for you all and what doesn't. Okay, so leave me a comment down below or DM me on Instagram. I really hope you all enjoyed it and are looking forward to more such videos. Alright then, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!